Are you willing to be a welcoming home for others? This is day 15 of rapid Facebook group growth. Christmas time always reminds me of my mom. My mom was so good at hosting parties, dinner events, and such. She made everyone that came over feel like $1,000,000. Not only was there a plethora of orgasmic food on the dinner table, there was a warm heart to greet people, warm hugs for everybody. She would sit and listen to people as long as they needed to talk. She was just the kind of person that really, truly cared about others. She'd been through a lot in her childhood, and I think that helped kind of morph and shape her. She was very humble and sought to be a safe place to land. When it comes to growing a Facebook group, this is something I would argue, you're gonna have to be for others. This is something I'm trying to be as a place that's a very welcoming home. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there that are more cold environments, and that's fine. Maybe they serve a purpose that their creators have, decided upon. But if you're gonna do what I've done, and relationships are very key for you, it's going to be important for you to decide and ask yourself, how can you create a really welcoming home for others? Not that I've arrived at that, but that's something I'm trying to carry on the tradition of my mom and do that. So from the second the right people land in the group that should be here, that need to be here, they just feel like they've come home. Christmas isn't always an easy time for people. There's a lot of people right now that don't feel a lot of good feelings around the Christmas thing, and there's a lot of people that actually just don't agree with Christmas in general. They think that it's just another day. It's not something to be glorified. And regardless of that, when it comes to building your own Facebook group, something that I've learned is that the more I make this place a welcoming home, people take emotional ownership of it. And as you're building your Facebook group, you want people to take emotional ownership in your Facebook group. You want them to feel like this is their house too. As a kid, we were never allowed to have friends over. I think I had friends over outside of birthday parties, which I didn't really get birthday parties because my birthday was in December, or still is in December. But I had friends over, I think, maybe 2 or 3 times outside of cousins. My dad was always like, we already have 4 animals in the house, the kids, why would we want more animals, kind of thing. And so we had to go to others' houses for that. And when I went to my friends' houses, it always shocked me that they were allowed friends over. And especially when the parents were really welcoming, I didn't want to leave. And in your own Facebook group, I would suggest that you're going to want to create a culture where people just kind of want to hang out and for a long time. And you'll know that you're at least on the right track. I feel like I'm at least on the right track, and I want to get it even better this next year, is when people say that when they need a cool drink of water or a warm hug, they show up to the group. And they're never going to be able to consume all the content that you provide, the interviews you do, the trainings you do, the events you do. But what they do consume, if they tell you that, listen, your place is a warm place to land, it's inspiring, it's welcoming, it's non-judging, it's not telling me what to think or what to do, I would argue that you're onto something good. So Christmas time, can you make your Facebook group a welcoming home? Can you make your heart a welcoming home for others? There's a lot of cold things that people have to face in this life because death and loss and decay are real things. It's not a fairy tale we live in. I don't think it is, but I think there can be these beautiful fairy tale moments where the divine touches the temporary, and we can have those glimmers of hope, that North Star that can help guide us home. And if we never find home, but just even being on that path towards home sometimes is enough hope to help a person make it through that tough day, that brutal week, that loss of something or someone they loved that month. And I want to be that. I think if you're an ENTV, there's a good chance that you want to be that for others too, because you realize that it's needed. More than money, or at very least as much as money, it's needed. So day 15 of day 30 of rapid Facebook group growth is a welcoming home. Are you prepared? Are you prepared to be that welcoming home for others? It's not about perfection, but are you prepared to embrace others in all the ways you can so that they want to stay in your home forever? because it's going to serve both of you if they do.